Welcome to the Cruise Retreat Podcast. Hi, I'm Rita Perez, and I'm a travel advisor specializing in, you guessed it, cruise ship retreats. This podcast is for service-based entrepreneurs and corporate decision makers to learn more about staying everyone's favorite company with a cruise ship retreat. Ready to increase your client or employee retention? Listen in on this week's show. You have made it. We are on day 5 of the Cruise Retreat series. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for listening in on this series. We are on I can't believe it, our last and final day. We made it. We are talking about Captivate today. And Captivate is kind of like the whipped cream on top, or maybe even the cherry on top. So we have built all the major components, and this is the final pièce de résistance, your Captivate. So we have picked out your cruise, or at least the itinerary, or how many nights you'd like to be gone. You've been able to use the calculator to calculate what your expenses would be and help budget out. You've gone ahead and plotted your dates on your planning calendar. And then yesterday, we worked a little bit on your agenda and some of the things that should be included and be mindful of. Today is all about increasing bonds. Happy people stay loyal to companies and change the world. Is that a really tall order? Sure, but it is the truth, because if you're happy in your job, if you're happy working with the business that you're doing business with, that eliminates such huge amounts of stress on people. They don't have to worry about money, both making money or if they've made the right investment. So these types of scarcity worries, they can go ahead and put that into others by being able to make that time investment. That bucket of scarcity is no longer there because you have made an impact on them. And this is just one of the methods to do it, is with a cruise ship retreat. There are different types of bonding activities. In the toolkit, I have over 25, but I do want to go over my favorite 5 that you should incorporate, or that you can incorporate, because also you don't want to overwhelm too much and have a full calendar, but you do want to be able to vary a little bit between what your educational sessions are doing and giving them downtime and having this bonding time. Some things are ship provided, meaning that the ship is already providing it. You can just join in on one of the ship's activities. Some are ship activities that you can do privately, and some are just creative events that you can come up with. And that's why I want to let you keep this a little bit open. Like, I have some ideas that I'll be presenting to you. But if you have something that works for your company or your business that is not on the list that's in the toolkit, please, that is the perfect opportunity for a brainstorming session, because you never know. Most likely we can make it happen, even though there are some cases where it can't be. You can't figure that out unless you ask me, so let's go ahead and chat. The other thing that you need to be aware of is if something is a fee or non-fee. So most of the things that you provide obviously won't have a fee because you're providing it, or maybe you've already included in your registration fee for a small business retreat. But if you wanted to do one of those ship provided, some do require a fee. Not all, but some do. So let's get in on some of my favorite activities. The first Captivate activity that I really like, and I think is really creative, is to take advantage of what the ship has on board. And we can facilitate private hours on some of the different things that are available on the different ships. This could include the ropes course. This could include the racetrack. Or maybe you want to do some zip lining. or ice skating. There's so many different ships with so many different offerings. Now, all I just mentioned is not available on one ship. That's a couple different ships. But this is something that I can help narrow down for you, especially when we're looking at the different cruises. My second favorite thing is beverage tastings. This is another thing that is provided by the ship, but it does have a fee because you are tasting beverages. So this could be wine tastings are the most popular, champagne, there can be liquor like tequila or vodka or whiskey, especially if you're a foodie company or your company does like to indulge themselves a little bit. This is going to be a really fun value add. Thons are another very cool event that you can have on board. This is something that you would sponsor. And now I did say thons, Thons, like a walk-a-thon or a dance-a-thon, not the other word that you may have been thinking about. So these are great ways if you are championing like a nonprofit organization. Maybe you have a partnership with the American Heart Association, or you do a lot of things like with the Celiac Foundation, and you would like to kind of maybe like do some laps and have people raise money doing laps around the cruise, so that you can not only help raise money for the organization, but also have like a fun bonding moment of everybody getting in a little bit of fitness or a little bit of fun on the walk-a-thon or the dance-a-thon that you host. Fourth is the group excursion. I mean, I just like traveling and I love traveling with other people, and I like getting to experience new things with other people, and I'm sure your people will too. Not everyone will, but some people will. And this is a really great opportunity to like put yourself a little bit out there, because there's been a lot of business with the sessions that are going on board. So gives you a really great chance to just let loose a little bit and be one with your people that you've brought on board. And lastly, a good scavenger hunt. A good scavenger hunt is great for bonding so that everybody can get to know each other and meet each other a little bit better. But it also helps to get to know the ship a little bit better. So it's kind of like a dual purpose, and you can do like little trivias around the ship for them to be able to meet at different areas of the ship. And this could even be because you're trying to get them familiarized with the different meeting spaces and the lounges that you're going to be using. It is a win-win, I think. And who doesn't love a scavenger hunt with a little fun prize at the end? As I mentioned before, you may think of something that is not on that list. I only shared 5 with you of the 25 plus that are on the list in the toolkit. This is something that we can go ahead and discuss in a brainstorming session. Those are complimentary. The link will be in the show notes, so you can please reach out to me and we can discuss. And I love discussing these types of events. I have gone on over 20 plus cruises, so I know a thing or two about what can be done on cruise ships and what can't be. And what I don't know, I have amazing partners that I can ask. There are some asterisks that are on the list, and that includes like candles for safety reasons. Obviously, you can't have any open flame on a cruise ship, but you can do like the battery operated candles if you needed to use candles for any events. Secondly, auction. There is an asterisk there because you cannot exchange any money on board. But people can reserve bids and they can deal with money on land once you're back. Or you may even do something like maybe like a silent auction before you even get on the ship, and then announce the winners and distribute prizes on the ship. The important thing to note is that you just can't be exchanging money on the ship, because that is a form of sale and that's a no-no on the ship. So that is a wrap. I can't believe it. We have gone through 5 fabulous days: cruise, calculate, calendar, curriculum, and today's Captivate. Man, I really hope that this has been such an eye-opener to you if you have ever been considering a cruise retreat. I really hope this has been super valuable and that you've been able to get a lot, if at the very least been able to identify if a cruise retreat could be for you or not. Be sure to schedule a brainstorming session if you do think it is for you. If you want to know a little bit more about cruise retreats that you didn't get here from the podcast series, please make sure that you purchase the Cruise Retreat Toolkit. The link will be in the show notes also. And if you use the code PODCAST, you're going to get $20 off of that toolkit. Thank you so much for participating in this cruise retreat series. I so appreciate you being here every single day. Do not forget, next week we are going back to our regular schedule where I just come at you one time a week. So we're going to hold the brakes again, go back to one time a week. I will see you Tuesday morning. Have a wonderful weekend, and I am always here to be of service. Bye for now. Thank you for joining me on the Cruise Retreat podcast. Please subscribe and leave the show a rating on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to take a look at the show notes for important information and links. See you next week.